Alright, welcome back. It is Sunday the 15th. It's been a week since I've been up here. I was going to try to sneak up yesterday, but it was raining most of the day, so I opted to stay home, knock out a couple of projects around the house. So back up here for the afternoon. A little bit of a breezy day. I think it's going to be good. Hopefully the wind stays a little bit steady. It's out of the northwest, which isn't really great for evening, but I got a couple of ideas. Before I get too far, I need to run over and check a trail camera that I haven't pulled for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm gonna go grab that, finish getting dressed, take a couple of warm-up shots with the bow, and try to figure out where we're gonna sit. So see you in the tree. There's 2 reasons I wanted to come check this camera tonight. It's been out since before the beans got picked, so I wanted to see if traffic has changed from before till after the crops were out. I just want to see if deer are still moving through here. This is one of my little spots that I'm trying to limit when I can get up in here, plus the wind is perfect. The other reason is right here. Got a nice big scrape opened up. My camera's right over there. I'm gonna go pull it. There's a couple other spots that usually have scrapes in this area. If there's no active sign down there, I may just bring the camera up, put it back on this scrape. Last couple years I've had one up here and gotten pictures of quite a few nice bucks, but that's the kind of activity I like to see. All right, we got the camera pulled from the other spot, brought down here overlooking this big scrape. Should hopefully get some good pictures out of that. There was another pretty big active scrape about 40 yards down that way at the other end of this little thicket. So, and it was right on a trail where that other camera, where that camera spot used to be. So if there's any good pictures on that one when I check it tonight before editing this video, I'll pop them on there, but see what we see. It's starting to get to be that time. That'll work. All right, I'm all set up here. It's almost 3:30. I opted to come back to my lock-on overlooking the east food plot. As expected, the food plot is pretty bad. On the bright side, I did put out some rye and some oats as kind of a last-minute Hail Mary, just hoping we could get some growth. It looks like a lot of that has sprouted, which is good. I primarily focused on the south end of that, up where the little turnaround is, and then down here in front of this stand and out where I've got my scrape tree. And also when I walked out here, I noticed a lot of fresh activity on that scrape tree. So maybe have a chance to see a buck tonight. We've in the past on this property, this grass field to the north has always had a shooter in it, it seems. I've seen a lot of big bucks out here come down this trail here to the north of me. The wind is blowing straight that way, so I'm hoping we have something maybe bedded out here in one of these islands or up in the cattails, and maybe come down and check this food plot out, do a little scent check. I'm giving up some of the woods behind me. My wind is blowing straight over my shoulder. Anything that's bedded that way, because there's not a lot of food here, I'm anticipating them just going straight east into the corn anyway, so I'm not that worried about it. But I'm still going to catch a lot of that west to east traffic that I had last week as well. So I'm going to get settled in here and wait for some action. Ask for a better plan than that. Came down from the west side of the food plot, fed their way through the south side here. I thought they were getting ready to come on these trails right behind me, which would have put them straight downwind. And that doe and button buck turned to the north, cut right in front of me for 15 yards. This grape tree is 19, so I don't know, had her probably at 12 broadside. Just, I don't know, just didn't feel like taking a doe tonight, I guess, by myself in the evening. Work tomorrow, it's sometimes a bit of a long hassle at night, so if I'm going to go through that, I guess I want some antlers to hang on to. And I don't know, I just didn't feel like shooting a doe with a fawn here this early in the season, so maybe a little bit later in the year. Not in a big rush. I actually got one of my freezers is on the fritz. I'm waiting for a replacement part, so not in a rush to fill any tags, just seeing what I see out here. But glad to see that the deer are actually using these food plots, and some of the movement that I was expecting to see is panning out. So we'll sit tight and see what the rest of the night brings. All right, just got back up to the truck here, getting ready to pull out. That turned out to be a pretty eventful evening. I totally lost count of the number of deer that I saw, especially when they're in the east or the west plot and they come over to mine. It's hard to tell if it's the same one or not. At one point I had, I think, 7 in my area, and I could see 5 or 6 on the other side. So, you know, there's 12 right there, 18 to 20 at least. So, caught a glimpse of a pretty nice buck there at last light. Tried to get the camera on him. I just don't know how much footage I've got or how clear it was. It was kind of late. Looked like a nice buck. I couldn't identify which one it was, if it was one off my trail cams. I don't know if it's my eyes playing tricks on me or just wishful thinking. It looked, when he turned sideways, it looked like he had a forked G2. It'd be really nice to see if it was that split G2 buck that I've seen the last 2 years. He'd be at least 4.5 if it's him. I haven't seen him on camera yet, so we're gonna run home and see what that camera that I pulled tonight looks like, and probably make a plan for next week. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to take some time off again this week or not. So I got sister-in-law coming in next weekend. So worst case scenario, I think we'll be back at it next weekend. So, till then, thanks for watching.